Science and technology shaped human society in many ways. They changed manual labor into modern technology that helped human beings to have the convenience of living life easily. For most of human history, humans lived in small nomadic communities dependent on their survival skills in gathering food, hunting and fishing, and avoiding predators. Six known periods of society's evolution in science and technology that contributed to innovations that helped shape history and human civilization are Ancient Period, Medieval Period, Renaissance Period, Industrial Period, 19th century, and 20th century. This timeline has different contributions to science and technology. However, in the ancient period, its technologies are merely created for surviving without any scientific knowledge about it. Ancient craftsmanship was through handmaking where raw materials are used by early humans to survive. Stones became tools when they were shaped deliberately for specific purposes. There is much evidence of skill and flaking and polishing stones to make scraping and cutting tools. Other substances were brought into craftsmanship, such as clay for pottery and brick. An increasing competence in handling textile raw materials led to the creation of the first woven fabrics to take the place of animal skins. For many years, we have assumed that the things we make are merely so many instruments, enabling us to cope with the natural environment, changing weather, and maintain the necessities of life. Traditional wisdom about the nature of science and technology has stressed the importance of necessity and utility, leading to various tools for survival. Moving on, during the medieval period, or also known as the Dark Ages, the development of water mills from their ancient origins was impressive, and extended from agriculture to sawmills, both for timber and stone. Most large villages had turnable mills, around 6,500 in England alone. On the other hand, the invention of the printing press made possible a dissemination of knowledge to a wider population that would not only lead to a gradually more egalitarian society, but one more able to dominate other cultures, growing from a vast reserve of knowledge and experience. Lastly, these weight-driven clocks were used primarily in clock towers that gave large visibility to the people. However, in the Renaissance period, this era is marked by profound technical advancements. The technologies that developed in Europe during the second half of the 15th century were commonly associated by authorities at the time with a key theme in Renaissance thought: the rivalry between the moderns and the ancients. Three inventions in particular, the printing press, firearms, and the nautical compass, were indeed seen as evidence that the moderns could not only compete with the ancients, but had surpassed them. For these three inventions allowed modern people to communicate, exercise power, and finally travel at distances unimaginable in earlier times. It has been said that the Industrial Revolution was the most profound in human history because of its sweeping impact on people's daily lives. The term Industrial Revolution is a succinct catchphrase to describe a historical period starting in 18th century Great Britain where the pace of change appeared to speed up. This acceleration in the processes of technological innovation brought about an array of new tools and machines. During the 19th century, medicine made great advances. In 1822 to 1895, Louis Pasteur proved that microscopic organisms caused disease. In the same year, ether was used as an anesthetic by surgeons, and at the end of the 19th century, bicycling became a popular sport. The safety bicycle went on sale. Bicycling clubs became common. A massive amount of new technologies were developed in the 20th century as well as advancements in all aspects of science, from chemistry down to biology and medicine. Technologies such as electricity, the incandescent light bulb, the automobile, and the phonograph, first developed at the end of the 19th century, were perfected and universally deployed. The development of the television and mobile phones caused massive changes in the dissemination of information. However, the two world wars were themselves the most important instruments of technological as well as political change in the 20th century. At the end of the 20th century, Many national leaders noticed the change in science and technology and saw the impact and influence it had on the outcome of the wars. Industrial Revolution becomes the game changer in the evolution of humankind and society. Its drastic development changes how people see the world today. It is this time infrastructures, factories, vehicles and trains, buildings and other establishments were built, and even the development of mass production gradually made changes in the society. These changes surely modified and made the life of every people easier, but all of this also resulted in various environmental challenges that are becoming alarming. Scientists and experts are eager to find solutions to these various environmental problems. That is why scientific and technological advancements and innovations are invented to solve these issues. A developing country like the Philippines is not an exception to this. Just like in other countries, these environmental problems greatly affect the most important sectors of the country, namely the economy, health, society, and of course the environment. Undoubtedly, greenhouse gas emissions, pollutions, climate change, and global warming are examples of environmental problems that are distinctively alarming scientists and experts because these are a great threat to sustaining our environment. That is why scientists are finding ways to solve this. We all know that technology and science have assisted us in the development of certain facts and the discovery of new ways of life. However, as the years passed by, technology had been developing faster and new technological innovations had been introduced every single day, and it has a bigger impact on our environment. So how does technology affect our environment? First is pollution. Pollution is a common factor of rapid technological inventions. Since there are more and more technological products in the market and they are very much in demand, factories operate day and night to produce more technological products to gain profits. And we all know that factories are powered by coal or fossil fuels which emit toxic pollutants into the air that is so bad for the environment. And also, some of the waste coming from the factories that contain chemicals is leaked into the water or river stream, resulting in water pollution. Another example of technological inventions that cause pollution in the environment is cars. Cars also use fossil fuels as their source of power. However, burning fossil fuels produces greenhouse gases which go into the air and cause environmental destruction. Next is the depletion of natural resources, where people are using our natural resources limitlessly and irresponsibly, just like illegal tree cutting in our forests and mountains. There are a lot of things just like the building of houses that need wood for technological improvements, and people see this as an opportunity to profit from the removal of trees without replanting or replacing them, and this has had a bad effect on the environment and may cause disasters like landslides due to the few trees that are planted on the slopes that will help strengthen the foundations. Science and technology undoubtedly contributed an important role to the development and modernization of humankind to our society. Science helped us discover new knowledge, substances, new ways to think, and other improvements to ancient knowledge. Technology, on the other hand, was discovered through science also. This field of knowledge greatly helped in creating new ideas and in improving existing knowledge and things. These two fields of knowledge enable people to come up with innovations and developments in the society, but this also caused the drawbacks in terms of environmental state. These innovations and developments may have contributed to the welfare and modernization of our society, but this also greatly affects our environment. How ironic it is that there are scientific and technological innovations that cater in solving various environmental problems, where in fact it is also in some way the reason of these issues. Figuratively, science and technology can be described as a double-edged sword in terms of its role in the society. For the past several years, Science and technology were able to give a huge impact to our lives. However, it is still up to us people if we will make its impact to be a positive one or a negative one.